This week, the Fiends watched
The Boogeyman.
2023's The Boogeyman.
Brand new.
Brand new, just came out on iTunes. People have seen it, others haven't seen it.
Nope.
But we both saw it, don't know what each other thought.
Why would we?
We're going to ask each other because we're kind of curious.
I am actually very bi tonight. I'm very bi-curious tonight about
Welcome to my world.
about what you thought of The Boogeyman 2023, Michael.
So, no spoilers right now. I will say, I don't know if I've ever seen a more generic horror movie than The Boogeyman. It's boring, generic. I don't hate it. Definitely didn't like it. There's a couple little creative shots in it. Horrible creature, barely see it. Generic story, predictable. Tries to be an A24, kind of dealing with grief, but doesn't achieve that level. So it just fails at everything. I wasn't shocked or surprised by anything. So those are my honest thoughts. Honestly, my honest thoughts.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask you your honest thoughts. What did you think of this film?
The Boogeyman. It's not good. This movie's just not a good movie. I just think it's just very bland.
Yes.
And you said it best, but it's really like, we all know what paint by numbers is. This is like movie by numbers.
Yes.
You know every beat. You knew, oh wait, they're not showing us below the shot because it's going to jump. Oh, it jumped up. It's like top 5 most predictable movies I've ever seen in my life.
1,000%.
Yeah, I see why it didn't really catch and why it wasn't like, oh, you got to go see The Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Because it's just not that good. But there are some things about it that they're fine. It's just like everything is right par or subpar, and it's a shame because it's about The Boogeyman. I wanted to really like it.
You believe me, don't you?
There's no such thing as monsters. You need to grow up. I'm serious, Sawyer. I need to be alone.
See, and that's where I think it failed in the name. I think this shouldn't have been Boogeyman. The Boogeyman's been done to death before. We don't need it. Why call this the Boogeyman? There's one time they say that word in the movie. That's it.
I don't even remember when they said
It's the mother of the first family.
Oh,
she
yes.
says, like, they called him the Boogeyman. That's the only time. So I'm like, all right, they filmed it. At first, I thought they changed the name to the Boogeyman after filming
That
to
would make
maybe
sense.
get some more money and this and that. But no, they went into this like, we're going to make a Boogeyman movie. What? No.
Ew.
Create a new thing.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. I think they should have went with a whole different name for it and built a Babadook-esque, right?
Sure.
Something it follow where like you're building a new creature.
Yeah.
Instead, it's like, no, the Boogeyman, and that's it.
And call it, get something more creative.
Yeah.
Obviously,
absolutely.
I think it's in the trivia. It's like it was based on the Stephen King short, which they already made a Stephen King short of in 1982, based on his little novella, whatever you call it. But yeah, it's just this was supposed to be straight to Hulu.
Yeah, it should be. It looks like it.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel bad for someone who paid money to go get this because this is literally what you get when you just go, oh wait, what's on? All right, I'll throw it on.
Yeah.
On a streaming platform.
Popcorn horror movie.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Everything about it says popcorn horror movie to it.
Absolutely.
But we're not spoiling right now. If you haven't seen it, it's about a family dealing with the tragic loss of the wife/mother. 2 young girls, one's in high school, one's in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
The husband's a therapist, and they are plagued by this creature, this Boogeyman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a prologue in the beginning where that links up another family that dealt with it earlier, which never connects, by the way.
Good point.
And that's really the movie. It's just them dealing with this creature haunting them, but it's really a metaphor for their grief and trying to get over the death of their mother. Okay, I've seen it 1,000
No,
times.
Maggie, 10,000.
It's like, stop.
When you read that out loud, or what you just said, you go, okay, nothing new.
No.
Hit us with something. Why not just try to get creative and try something different?
No, this is studio. This feels like a studio horror, like you said, paint by numbers, movie by numbers, murder by numbers, white people by numbers, any numbers.
Number 23, yeah, number 20 numbers.
It's just everything was in its place. Every scene that came up, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this. It just was so predictable.
There was one time I looked down and I go, I bet you we're at like 48 minutes. Oh my God, we're at 48 minutes.
Oh yes,
like,
I love when that happens.
Where it was just like, oh, I know where we are and
Yep.
I know what's going to happen.
Yep.
And then it just happened. Look, I like Dave DeSmulchin. I like the main actor. She's in honeybees or
Yellow
whatever.
Jackets.
Yeah,
We
Yellow
get
Jackets.
it,
There you
dude,
go.
we get it.
Chris Messina's fine. The little girl, do you recognize her from something?
Bro, you don't think I know where the little girl from, dog? Come on, dude. I do. I forgot right now, but I looked it up last night. I said I knew. She's Princess Leia.
She has the honor of being the second person to play Princess Leia.
Ding, 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 ding. But what I was going to say before you asked me that dumb question...
It's a great question. You all know it. And
was... I had a great point, great question, great thing, but you took it right away.
Something about the actors, Dave Dastmalchian.
The director.
Yeah.
You know what he directed prior?
You said it before we started, because I didn't look it up.
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. But what
You
was
loved it. You loved his first, like, big movie, Host.
Oh, yes. I really dug Host.
You love it. It wasn't good.
It was way better than this.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
They were both just not good.
I dug it.
And then you also did that movie Dash Cam.
I never saw that.
I never saw it either.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
I think I did it on Hulu. I think I did watch it. I forgot. I watched a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So he's not even my favorite. I didn't like Host, but so I was like, all right, whatever. Let's see what he can do with a little bit more money.
Sure.
A little bit more nut in the butt, as they say.
I don't
don't think anyone said that, but
honestly, dude,
that's
I
a
like
good
it.
saying.
Coin it.
This guy got a little bit more nut in the butt this time, so let's see what he does.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
But guess
get nut in the
what?
butt.
This didn't make me nut. It made me leak nut, not in a good way.
They took the Jaws approach, where they're like, we're not going to show the monster until, like, we're going to keep him hidden in the darkness.
Yeah.
And this movie was fucking dark.
Well, that's the thing, dude. It's like
dark.
It's too dark. We know, with this monster, it feeds on the darkness. It feeds on fear. Like, it can't live in the light. Hence why the neighbor has all the candles, right? But it's like
No, because it blows out candles at the end. So why the fuck does she have all those candles?
if you want to be wicked
It
smart,
just blows out the candles towards the end. I go,
I know.
then why'd you have the house filled
Yeah.
with
So
candles?
wait, do you have to put like those little glass cylinders over the candle?
It just ate its own
Yeah.
point. I'm like,
It's a good point.
Sorry.
No, it's a good point. You're right though. And I thought about it during the movie. I go, look, if this lady was wicked smart, just get rid of your roof.
Sure.
So during the day, it's just all sunlight, baby. But then at night, it's gonna get dark.
Or
Whatever.
go live in a hotel, or go move to a house with electricity, or
Or how about this?
Anything
how about
else?
Go buy 100 flashlights. I thought about that about the gear up. I'm not spoiling, but I'm saying when there's the gear. Now, there wasn't even a gear up, but when it's I need.
a Little Monsters gear up where they go for the lights. We could light up Yankee Stadium,
Dude, like you're on your way home. Stop at CVS and get 10 flashlights.
Yeah, but I don't know why is there no electricity? Why? Like, it's just nothing. Nothing any characters do in this movie makes sense.
Right.
At one point, the daughter, the main girl, knows about its art. She already visited the mother of the first family. She knows about this creature. She's seen it, right? She's been attacked or whatever. The fucking dad comes with the box of the mom's old stuff, and he's like, "Hey, go put this in the basement. Like, if you want to keep it." And she goes to opens the basement door, flips the light on, and it's not working. And I go, okay, just put the box down and go in your room.
You go, maybe later.
She just walks down, like...
Knowing that this thing is out there.
It's the tropes of horror movies that were... If you're commenting on them and making fun of those tropes, it's a different story.
Totally.
Then that's funny. She can go down there. But this is a dead serious movie. Like, no human being would do that, what she did at that moment. It's just a little example of so many in this movie of irrational decisions people made.
Sure, I think like every character at some point made a dumb decision where you're like, dude, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Also, yeah, when you're at the top of those stairs and it's like, hey, should I go down there? No, I need more light. I loathe the person. I envy the viewer who's going, oh my God, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I envy that because I'm just sitting there, and I'm sure you were, I'm sure a lot of people were just going, dude, you've got to be kidding me. This is what we're getting?
No one's going down there. Yeah. So let's discuss a big part of the movie, the monster.
Yeah.
I didn't like the monster.
I hated it.
I didn't like how it was CGI, and I didn't like how they ripped it from A Quiet Place.
Yeah, it's the long arms. I thought about it too.
A Quiet Place monster,
Yeah.
with a little face inside of the mouth. That's
Right.
like that's it. It's just a Quiet Place monster. It's not a man.
No.
It's not a man.
But dude, it's a movie about being in dark places. You can have a guy in a fucking suit and make
Yes.
it look dope. And
Yes.
you're like, ooh, what is that right there? But instead I see a computer.
CGI.
I see a computer. Maybe once there was something that wasn't CG. Maybe.
No.
You think the entire thing was?
Because there were certain points, and I'll put up a photo right here. 1, 2, 3. I brighten my TV. It was like when she's attacked in the closet and it comes right out at her.
Yeah.
I paused it. I was like, I want to see what this fucking thing looks like. Finally. So I put all the brightness of my TV, and this is the best shot that I can get before the ending of what it looked like. and it's all CG. Like, that would be the one time where it would be practical, because it was still kind of dark. I lightened everything up, Mikey. No practicals. I'm telling you, no practicals whatsoever, man.
Well, you always say it, and I'll give you the credit for it, that in movies, things that are like tall or large just aren't that scary.
Yes.
Maybe there's been one or two ever. And I agree with you. Smaller the better. But in that case, in the closet, how much creepier would it be if you just saw an outline of something and you can't really tell what it is?
Yep.
And it almost has a human-esque, you're like, oh, is that the mom? Wait, something other than subtlety.
Subtleness.
Less is more, and you're right. They did go with the Jaws approach until they didn't, because once you saw it, it was out there, and it was out there for the rest of the fucking movie, and there was nothing, it was running fast. Again, you're right, Quiet Place. I did think about it once or twice.
It was a Quiet Place monster.
It's a Quiet Place monster. No, I did. Because it's the long, anything, I even thought about that during Cobweb, but even though it's different. But I thought, I'm sick of long-armed things on the ground. I'm done with them.
Yeah, it's a monster creature that has no, what's the word, like, no sentientness to it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, it doesn't feel like it's outsmarting you, it's outmaneuvering you, even though they want you to think that, where it, like, mimics the voices in a couple scenes.
Sure.
You know, like, they don't know what they want to do with it. There's no rules for this character. It's just, oh, he can't be near light. So you have a lady whose family basically got obliterated, so she sets up all these candles around her place. So they're having a full conversation in the hallway with candles. That protects them for that scene.
Just for that scene.
Until later, when, I'm not going to spoil anything, but later, when there's candles in a room, the monster comes by and just blows all the candles out.
Not safe.
It's just literally the opposite of what you showed me half hour before.
Right.
It's the opposite of a setup. It's like, it's just the opposite of a setup.
Right. It's light is used very poorly in this movie. The explanation for it.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the only cool thing about this movie is like the little ball the girl would roll.
The ball and under the bed was cool.
Cool idea. There are like shadows and light that are used kind of well in this movie to hide the creature. You see a little bit of it. Some of the voices it made. There was one time where it like shouted the girl's name. And that kind of got me because it changed pitch really quick.
Yeah.
There was a couple subtle uses of light and shadows where I was like, okay, all right. Not bad, but yeah, the explanation of the rules of the monster with light were just like
there's zero.
Yeah, it's just what?
There's zero, and
it's not good.
You can't kill it.
No, and that's what we're not going to spoil, but they make you like they're trying to kill it. You want to kill it. The other mother thinks she can kill it, and what happens at the end is like, okay, then this is it. This is how you do this. Okay, like there's no meaning in what led up to everything.
Right.
There's no meaning in anything. So it's just, and it sucks because I love, lower budget horror movies that come out in theaters. This is probably like it feels like a $5 million movie, but if you told me it was like $30 million, I would.
I feel like it was. I have a feeling it was like high 20s for some reason. You're like,
I believe it.
Really?
I would definitely believe it, but it doesn't have to be. This is a $5 million movie. Like, you don't need to put $35 million into this movie.
You don't have a main huge star. You've got people you've seen before, but they're not big.
Yeah, probably most of it was for the CGI.
Sure.
Like what else are you spending the money on? So
candles.
It could also be a lot. Candles are a lot. It could be also a tax scheme too. We definitely don't know.
Dude, I think every movie at some point has some type of tax scheme going on.
Probably tax scheme. Yeah.
It just 25 minutes in, I wrote it down. I'm bored. The setup was boring. Everything was boring. I'm like, oh my god, I don't care.
Except for the opening, where, give him credit, first scene, little baby, dead.
I will give him credit for that.
First thing I wrote down, I go, wow, killing a baby in the first scene. Thumbs up.
Yeah. And I go, this can't be Dave the Smallchin. He didn't do this, because I refuse to think that he would have. And it was his voice, and the monster was doing it. I love Dave the Smallchin, guys. I'm sorry. Anyway.
That was like a 4-year-old just said the last 20 words that came out of your mouth was like a 4-year-old was speaking.
Well, because they did it like a voice morph, you know what I'm saying? There was a voice
I knew
morph.
what you were saying, but the way you said it was like you were 5 years old. You're like, I love Dave the Smallchin, and I knew he didn't do it. It was weird. So, on that note, do you recommend this movie?
No.
I don't recommend it.
No, I don't recommend this movie
It's
at all.
a waste of everything. It's a waste of money, waste of time. It's in one ear, out the other.
Yep. Leak into one, come out the butthole, not in a good way.
The guy did have a lot of nut in his butt, though, so...
That's a new saying. That's a new saying. We're coining it.
All right, so we do have a spoiler section that is our audio-only podcast. Click the link in the Descript. For all you kids that don't know, no cap. I don't know. That means in the description.
No,
right?
it really is there. So
it's not mid or anything like that.
No,
or lit.
No.
Is that a word? Lit.
It is,
lit
and
is
dude,
cool,
our
right?
videos don't look janky.
Yeah, exactly. We have very lit, non-janky, no cap in the
Mid,
D script.
not non-mid.
Non-mid in the D script.
And
So,
also, dude, if you really want to be dope, you should just hit the like button and subscribe. Just want to throw it out there.
follow for follow, guys.
Yeah, F for F.
F for F, follow for follow, okay? We'll follow you. Peace out. All right,
so fake.
score it up.
I have to go first on the score. I'm gonna give this movie a 4.8.
Ooh, I'm gonna give it a 4 flat.
Love it. Love a 4 flat. I love the number 4.
It's perfect. That's it. We are gonna jump right off that dilapidated house into the yard, onto the sidewalk, right into our spoiler section. If you want to stick with us, do it. If you don't, thanks for coming by.
Just tap the like. Thanks.
We'll be back next time with a movie that doesn't have a CGI monster.
I hope so.